Hello and welcome back to Kester's Forest. Now this week I thought I'd try something a little different and take a look at a Kickstarter project that I backed way back in June 2020, and it's this game here, Lords of Exile, which you can now download as a demo on Steam. In fact, it's been up on Steam for a couple of months. So I thought I'd just take you through the first couple of levels which are available and give you my initial thoughts. So let's just watch out the intro here for a couple of seconds just to get a feel for the tone of the game and maybe some of the music. Now I don't want to play this out for too long because I don't want to give away too much of the story, but yeah, I'm really liking the music. It's quite atmospheric, nice drums and bass, and some nice animation there as they dance across the rooftops. Pretty cool. Now Squidbit Works, I think, is the guy that makes the game, and then Pixel Heart as a publisher I know. And Pid Games, I didn't think I knew, but actually it turns out they have published things like Ghost of a Tale and Gravity Circuit. You can see the influences from games like Ghost and Goblins there on the map, and this intro here with the cart and horses looks very much like the beginning of Rondo of Blood, so there's some really good influences here. I hope this game is very Castlevania-esque because I do like the original Castlevania. Now, of course, this is the first giveaway that this isn't actually an original Nintendo game, because you're given instructions as you go on what to do and which buttons to press, and of course back in the day you'd have to read the manual for that. So it's A to jump and X to hit, and you've got some kind of sword, and it makes things explode, which is pretty cool. Some hidden gold as well, so remember that for next time. I should also mention that I'm playing this with an Xbox One controller on Steam, so that's why you're seeing these particular buttons come up. Okay, so Y is throw your weapon, and at the top there you can see my weapon counter, which again, very Castlevania. And next to that, life bar, and under that, the amount of gold I've collected. I just need to beat this samurai guy, and hopefully I can get into the castle. A decent amount of blood there. I don't think you would have got away with that back in the day. Okay, so down and A is slide. Let's get away from these. Get away from these chandeliers. And this guy looks distinctly like Skeletor, and he's dropped something, but I don't know what that is. So I have to try and figure that out. Some kind of potion or something, and some gold. And some more gold. Okay, so yes, jump and down, a bit like a ground pound from Mario. Basically, you've got a downward stabbing motion. That's pretty cool. I like that. Now the graphics on this are, they're obviously 8-bit style, but actually they're pretty good. I do like how they've made the character himself this bright orange, so he stands out from the background, so you can really see where he is. That reminds me an awful lot of the sorts of things I used to do in the later days of the NES. I'm thinking particularly of Batman by Sunsoft, where he had that kind of like bright purple suit, which was almost like a, the Batman suit, but wasn't that, correct to the comics, but made it much easier to see him against those dark backgrounds. So yeah, orange is a pretty good choice here, although it does make him look a little bit like he's on fire. Okay, so it says to go up, but this doorway here seems to lead to a fruit machine, I think. Yeah, if you have enough gold you can bet here. Good luck. Alright, so again, very Mario 2. And nothing. Great. Brilliant. Okay. Thanks for that. So it looks like you press up or down to kind of interact with things. But yeah, let's go. Okay. So this is a little bit like that scene in Mario World where in Bowser's Castle you can climb up the grate. And you've got to dodge these barrels at the same time, which is not that easy. And also hit these rats. These giant rats. Ooh. And gather gold. There's a lot going on. But I like it. And I like the music. It's really good. It's definitely one of my favourite things about this. Definitely liking the music. Now this bit is again reminiscent of Symphony of the Night, where you get chased by the big bull. Is it Symphony of the Night? I don't know. Castlevania anyway. And this took me quite a few goes to get through. But yeah, you've essentially got a slide here. There's no way you can outrun that big spiky spinny thing. But of course you have to stop to hit these guys. You can't slide kick them. It doesn't work. It's not an attack. So yeah, it's quite tricky, but I got it after, you know, 3 or 4 goes. It's not too bad. Now in terms of difficulty, obviously I'm only getting through the first 2 stages here as part of the demo. I'd say it's not a super easy game, but it's not particularly difficult either. I like the difficulty setting for this because, much as I like video games, I'm not actually that good at them. I rarely play games on hard, although there weren't any difficulty settings in this, so perhaps we'll see that in the full release. Ah, Samantha of Samantha's Castle, I presume, with a laugh very reminiscent of those marionettes from Castlevania.
Evil lurks in this wood. I have seen many pass yonder, but none return alive. Samantha, as fair as she is ruthless, one mistake and you too will die. Here, these scythes will help you. Good luck, stranger.
Sorry about that. It's basically impossible for me to read anything like that in anything other than the voice of the merchant in Resident Evil 4. Now, of course, we got ourselves a classic boss fight here, and I'm really liking the art style and the different sort of sequences that you have to learn. It's not too difficult. Again, once you learn the sequence to this, it's fairly straightforward, but I actually really enjoy it, and it was challenging to get past it. I think it took me, 2 or 3 goes to get it the first time. I'm sure some people could do it straight away, but hopefully this game will get harder as it goes on. But as a first level boss, this is pretty much spot on as far as I'm concerned. Ah! Run away! Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't expect that last bit. And a classic orb at the end. Pretty cool. And it looks like I've gained a new ability, so we'll have to see what that means. Truncader's Gold. Alright, so it's flashed up to press this button on the controller, and yeah, it looks like I've got a new ability, which is a slightly enhanced sword, like a greater reach. And I think it's bigger. It looks bigger to me. Let's have a look. So, yeah, on the right there we've got the original level, and this is the new ability. So yeah, definitely bigger. Cool. What on earth is that? It's like the skeleton of a human centipede, and a skull blob. I like the design though. It's cool. It's creepy. It's creepy and fun and silly. I like it. My kind of thing. Oh wow! And this guy looks like Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. So yeah, definitely wearing its influences on its sleeve, this game, which is no bad thing. I like how Pyramid Head can't actually see where he's going and just keeps running into things, because that, well, if you think about it, is a bit more realistic than Silent Hill. And if I forgot to mention, these potion pots actually just replenish your second attack, these things that you throw. So now I've got a sort of midway boss fight. And this bit here reminds me a little bit of a game called Ninja Spirit. I don't know if any of you have played that on the PC Engine. It's kind of fun. It's not the same, but the big god idol and the ninjas and samurais coming at you. It makes it has that feel, but it's cool. It's cool. Now the controls on this are really tight, but one of the things I'm really liking is when you get hit, you do get knocked back, but only a little, and you basically get to continue on as you are. You don't sort of get stunned and thrown across the screen, which I really find extremely frustrating in games. I know that can be part of the challenge, but yeah, it's not for me. And so in this game, I really appreciate the fact that they've kind of left that in, but made it a little better. Okay, so Legend says that something, 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 and I've passed the ritual. So my curse bar will fill up as basically, yeah, I've got this new energy bar to fill, and I press B and it will unleash a spirit of some kind. And yet again, my option button is flashing. So Katsu's Shadow. Cool. Okay. So, oh, there we go. So we got this guy. And what do we do? Okay, so if you hold down the button, there we go. He shakes and unleashes a beam which will destroy these blocks. That's pretty cool. So, heading towards the end of the demo now, and I've just got to chop this giant oyster in half and make my way to the final boss of level 2. We got swinging platforms. I kind of like swinging platforms when it's not too frustrating. These move fairly quickly, but they're actually not too difficult because, again, the controls are pretty tight and the jumping on this, it's not bad. You know, it's not sort of Ghosts and Goblins frustrating. It's a little easier than, say, Castlevania, but not much more. It's sort of more on par with that. But yeah, it's nice to jump around. You don't feel like you're mistiming anything or getting trapped. So yeah, pretty cool. So here we are, boss of level 2. And again, it's learn the pattern, rinse and repeat. But, you know, that's what we come to expect from these kind of games, and very enjoyable they are too. So yeah, you can see when I get hit there, I just get knocked back a little bit, and it's not too bad. I don't go flying off into the abyss. Now this game is actually, as far as I can tell from the updates, is actually finished, and now they're just doing the tweaking. I think they're doing localization, so I believe it's coming out in a number of languages around the world. It's coming out on Switch and on Steam, and no word yet on whether it's going to make it to PlayStation or Xbox. Sometime next year, there's no specific date yet, and I will definitely be getting hold of a copy. I backed it, so I'll get my digital copy. But if there is a physical one release at some point, then I will definitely be grabbing that too. Because yeah, it's kind of fun to collect these new old games, and I'm really into them. And this one is definitely one of the more enjoyable ones that I've come across so far. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. If you could like and subscribe, that will really help the channel out. And as we destroy this final boss, we will collect our orb and beat level 2. And yes, we've gained a new ability. What will it be? I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great Christmas, everybody, and I'll see you next time on Kester's Forest.